And Victoria knows my chickens are like family members to me. What kind of person would just kill somebody's family right in front of them?
As I'm sure a lot of you are aware by now, Chidi and Rayne give off big-time Jerry Springer energy, and unfortunately, these 90 Day Fiancé cast members have already violated their NDAs. So as you all can see, Rayne uses threads to vent, saying things like, disgusted in you, still sticking with I want to convert him? Wake up. Details are all over, but your simple mind is sticking to I intend on changing him. Wow, edited, but apparently you can't think that far ahead. Rayne, it's not that deep. Take a chill pill, alright? Earlier you said you were gonna make Chidi just as woke as you. Your words, not ours, but by all means, go into details about what that means.
You're gonna have to go to church. You're gonna have to support
That's what you
him.
think, okay? But again, when I'm here to change somebody's life and fully wake them up, that's what I'm gonna do. He could attend church, but eventually this man will be just as woke as I am.
Can't help but laugh because the funniest part about her rant is that she left her 2 kids in New Mexico to entertain an unrealistic relationship on this TV show with a 33-year-old dude in Nigeria, but she's saying that we all have simple minds.
You can't go one-sided thinking that, oh, it's going to be my way. Yeah, it's going to be all
That's the way you look at me, I know. But we've had many deep talks, and he loves my voice. He loves the way I am. Everything about me, the way I live, my thoughts, the way I keep to myself, just everything.
Within about 2 minutes of meeting Rayne, we could tell that this girl was unhinged, but I think we underestimated how unhinged she is. Whenever I was hurt with you, like when you questioned me saying things like why I couldn't have been born black, this is how you always came through. It was never sexual to me. It was only love, but you always made it sexual. You had me believing until the very day I arrived that we were going to be together in every single way, but I guess now that you're embarrassed and humiliated in front of the world, I could see why you would want to say the negative things that you're saying. And then she shows a conversation between her and Chidi. My baby, my love, I feel like kissing you and sticking it into you. Don't worry, I will slide it in gently and softly. Oh, Chidi, no.
Right to jail, right away.
Don't talk about bang banging like that, man. It's cringe. No, gently and softly. Who says that? This is actually funny. So Rayne responds, no thanks, I've had better offers. And then Chidi followed up with, mine is the best offer for you. Am sure you will enjoy it. My sweetheart. Thumbs up, my sweetheart.
I want to thank you, Lord, for introducing me to your daughter, Rayne. God, indeed, I believe this is your doing.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
So once Rayne posted these messages with Chidi, as well as other rants about her segment, he responded publicly with accusations of his own. Chidi said, she asked if I was ready to be sacrificed and if I was prepared to be in the same room with her when vampires and cannibals would gather for their feast. Chidi posted publicly, of course there are times when silence is golden, but there are also times when silence can be morbidly dangerous. It is against this backdrop that I wish to clarify some issues regarding the episodes aired so far. The primary issue is the decision not to have sex or share the bed until we are married. While this is a decision I have made, I want to make it clear that I informed Rayne about this before she came to Nigeria. Upon hearing this, she reacted with overwhelming anger, threatening to cancel her trip and later changing her mind.
When Rayne told me that she was coming to Nigeria, I didn't tell her that I would not be having sex and that she would be staying in a separate bedroom.
Sots, Chidi did a whoopsie poopsies in his pants. Let me know what you think in the comments about this, because in both episode 1 and episode 2, he made it perfectly clear to the audience that she was unaware. That's what he communicated, that she had no idea that she was going to be sleeping alone in a room without him.
Hope you understand.
Let me know what y'all think in the comments about this, but regardless of whether Chidi is lying on the show or off the show, either way, this is a lose-lose situation in my opinion.
Even as I sleep on that bed, my spirit, my thought is still with you.
Anyways, let's continue reading. In making this difficult decision, aside from my faith, I was also deeply concerned by some unsettling alien and mystic themes Rayne mentioned during our discussions. On one occasion, she asked if I was ready to be sacrificed and if I was prepared to be in the same room with her and vampires and cannibals would gather for their feast. This next part is joke. She claimed to communicate with the dead and even said she had seen and talked to my late father. She bragged about having dark powers and threatened to summon dark forces from all corners of the earth against me and my family if she didn't get what she wanted. She even mentioned having a force that enters any man who has sex with her. Chidi continues, while I loved Rayne and wanted to share my room with her, even though we would not be having sex, my decision to sleep separately was a precaution to carefully observe her and determine if her frightening tales were genuine or just bluffs. Indubitably, very interesting so far. So my decision was not a willful abandonment as some have misconstrued, but rather a precautionary measure taken for safety until I better understand her. The bottom line is that I communicated all of this to her before her arrival.
Your sexy little strong arms there.
And you...
Nice and strong.
You have such a very nice skin. And wow, soft on Tinder.
1, I would never go all the way for someone in a romantic relationship unless they seemed as if they were going to go all the way for me. 100% connected, heart spiritually. 2, the root of all evil, money, and opportunistic lunatics that choose evil over another living being. Then we got the cross emoji, and I think she was supposed to write a hashtag here, but she forgot the hashtag, rid this earth of all evil.
Yeah, and when it comes to cultural differences, it's like, it doesn't really matter because like we have the same God. The difference is that I am not Christian and he is.
Whoa, 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 wait a second, you guys. I am so confused because the cross is the symbol of Christianity and she's using a cross a whole lot in these posts, right? Did she have a change of heart? Did she convert after moving like a foolish Foolington?
He loves my voice. He loves the way I am. Everything about me, the way I live, my thoughts, the way I keep to myself, just everything.
Rayne continues, it's always been assets, it's always been negative, and now you have stooped to a whole new low I never thought you could stoop down to. This was the first message you chose to send me after a couple months of silence before my arrival. My heart was broken before I arrived, but hopeful. This right here is the message she claims that Chidi sent her. I want you, love. Just sad how you don't want to help me out. Get an Android phone. I love you still all the same. Now, to be fair, the other messages displayed Chidi's name. Meanwhile, this one didn't, so I'm going to wait to speak on this until I see evidence that he actually sent this message. Rayne continues, the sacrifice we talked about was a sacrifice you must make when you come to the US and enter a whole new relationship and surroundings. That's what a sacrifice is. You take everything too dark because you are too dark. You're leaving your family and you're ready to join anew. We were ready to welcome you. Her next post reads, as the world watches you throw me under a bus, just remember everything that I've told you and everything God has told me. You will be taken at the peak of happiness for all your mistakes and negative flaws. You believe God had me in your life for a reason, but now you act like I am a curse. If I am a curse to you, then I curse your entire existence. You are a negative force. With the heart emoji, that really throws me through a loop. In 5 years, I made one phone call. In 5 years, all day, every day, calls made by another to me, talking off and on every day, no matter what the time of day. I answered, the world and God himself will have justice upon those who spread such evil, false lies against another. How dare you call me evil after leading me on for 5 years, showing nothing but love and support? It's about time your secrets are revealed. You never should have invited me if you never loved me. Your benefit and your money won't come without a price. Vampire, a bunch of crying, laughing emojis. Oh my God, you are insane. Rayne continues, all the red flags, all the negativity you threw at me throughout time, everything I threw aside and ignored so you could have the chance to see how much someone can really love you. I felt for you. You didn't feel for me. Money, money, money. But you were glad to invite me. Money, money, money. You don't deserve me, boy. I never knew you felt this way. This changes the game. So you invite me for profit. Let me sink that in. Okay, well, I hope karma comes fast and I hope it hits you hard. God has my back. You are so whack. Crying, laughing emojis. So how can I be angry when everything is and was expected? LOL. I'm 37 years old and all I've ever seen is negative people, few positive. So I'm not surprised to see and have a bunch of lowlives criticizing all another over the internet. As I said, expected and not surprised. A surprise would be to see many positive. There is a few surprising sprinkles in there. Bless the better half of society. I find it so cowardly and it shows such a lack of discipline to spoil your segment after only 2 episodes being released.
I was just looking at some messages that Chidi sent to me. They're so sweet.
Yeah, Chidi probably texted her something really romantical like, hey, alien head, how about you stop watching True Blood and getting bright ideas? That vampire blood sacrifice story was so ridiculous. I'm very curious where their segment goes from here because so much has already been spoiled. Entertainment Tonight posted the chicken market scene though, so let's take a look at that real quick. This video opens up with Rayne saying to the audience in a baby voice, at first I thought that Victoria wanted to show me the chickens because she knows how much I love them, but then I realized that wasn't the case. Camera crew 1 then zooms in on the knife to really emphasize the reality of the situation. Oh no, these chickens are going to be slaughtered for food. Rayne goes on to say, you believe that Victoria's trying to buy a live bird and eat it for dinner? Well, yeah, we do, because it's around supper time over there in Nigeria, and this is a very common thing. Majority of the world eats chicken. I happen to love chicken. And when you're speaking like this, it makes me want to order on Uber Eats a Popeye's chicken sandwich and smack it in front of you. So of course, Rayne's throwing a huge fit, and Victoria actually tries to accommodate her and ask if they can buy a chicken that's already dead. And then Rayne all of a sudden says, if you kill that chicken, I'm going to get really violent. So she's threatening everyone with physical violence over a chicken. Our grocery stores here in the United States, we are very removed from this. You know, even when you go to the butcher at an Albertsons, for example, they take care of everything. You know, they beep, boop, boop, bop. We don't see the live animals. There's no bloodshed. However, this is the freshest you can get. In terms of getting a fresh chicken with no preservatives, that's exactly what this is. So to have this kind of response, I feel like is unwarranted. Rayne goes on to say to the audience that the guy grabbed the chicken by the legs, and she's like, hell no, that's something you don't do. And then poor Victoria has to translate that she doesn't want the chicken killed. The street market vendor is very confused because usually people come to buy his chickens. They slaughter the chickens. They get the fresh produce that has no preservatives. They go home and they eat the chickens. It's very simple. So Victoria's communicating to the chicken salesman that this is making Rayne uncomfortable, and he cracks a smile because he's like, bro, what? And then Chidi follows up with, she doesn't like any animal killing, and the chicken salesman is thinking, okay, then does she want the chicken alive? So what ends up happening is Chidi and his sister Victoria communicate to the chicken salesman that they're gonna be back later and he should keep the chicken.
That's messed up. I'd rather put him on the grill.
What? I'd rather put him on the grill? Is that the way to talk about a human life? Are you equating a chicken life to a human life? This girl is a walking, talking red flag. I don't care if you're vegan. I don't care if you're vegetarian. I think everyone can look at this and say the way she's acting is crazy.
And Victoria knows my chickens are like family members to me. What kind of person would just kill somebody's family right in front of them?
Back in New Mexico, we know that Rayne has 130 chickens, 1 horse, multiple ducks, multiple dogs, multiple cats, 2 children with different fathers. She labels both previous relationships as toxic. She didn't marry these men. She says she's never experienced love before. And right away, given the way that she acts and the things she says, we're all gathering that it's not going to work out. And that was even confirmed by her rants that she's going on social media. And a little advice for her is that ultimately you're in control of your life. You can go on all these tangents about how this guy lied to you and he's not as Christian as he pretends to be. He's not how he presents himself on the show. There's a lot of cast members that want to make themselves look better than they truly are, and we all get that. The problem with you is that you should have never entered this relationship in the first place, because logistically, how is it going to make sense? He's going to move over there to the United States and he's going to be another person for you to take care of. He needs someone that can be a caretaker, not someone that already has a busy life, too much going on.
Okay, but do you eat chicken?
Oh, yeah.
No, Sach, you're going to tell me that after all that, this girl right here eats chicken? So just like us, Victoria, Chidi's sister, is taken aback by this and asks her, so how do you eat chicken without killing them? And then she goes on this whole tangent about how, no, I'm not going to have any part of that. But like, I'll buy a chicken at a convenience store and eat it that way, but I'm not going to be responsible for killing a chicken.
You know what I'm going to do? You're going to sit here, then I'll go get it.
I won't eat it. You're going to have to shove it down your throat yourself.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
My Yourwetsock, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about Chidi and Rayne's relationship, how it ended. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you got some spare coin, please check out our Yourwetsock channel membership program for the custom emojis, the exclusive content, all ad-free videos, 10 out of 10, totally worth.